Yo, welcome everybody to Team Radd Titan. Today I'm going to be doing my long-awaited room tour. It's been about 5 years since I did the last one. Some pieces have come, some pieces have gone. I'll go through everything in there, give you a quick spin around the room, and then I'll break down all the pieces, and we'll talk about, you know, how they came to be, the repaints and the projects that I've done, some of the fan art stuff I have. It's got bits from Sideshow, XM Studios, Tweeterhead, Bowen Designs, all that stuff, all that good stuff is there. So stay tuned and let me know at the end what you think, yeah? Peace. Okay, let's go in and see what's going on. Alright, so when you walk in, you know, it's got to the point now where I've got put pieces in the loft, I've got pieces sort of all over the place in this room. I'll start over here and then I'll basically open all this up so you can see it. So I'll start from this section and obviously we'll just go through the fan art, Hulk and Betty. This is a piece, I can't actually say who made this, but you know, it's about 25 of these in the world. Really nice piece, comes with 2 torsos. I make jokes on the chat about having so many of these hammers, and this is one of them. I'll just put it there, it's a really nice hammer, to be fair, Thor's hammer. So yeah, that's the one there, and I'll move him out of the way and you can see what's in these cabinets. But what I'll do is I'll basically, after seeing him, we'll start sort of over this way. So as you come in my room, you can see, you stand by the door, you basically have these cabinets here. These are all custom built. I've got the DTOF still. I get comments every year about putting statues on top of the DTOFs, but they're immovable and some of them are really heavy and they're just perfect, and I've never had a problem ever. So touch wood, I'm going to do it there, like that. Touch wood, I've never had an issue. I'll start at the back and we'll work our way forward. Okay, so this is like one of my first ever cabinets that I got. I'm a bit of a sucker for these sort of like really old, dark cherry, sort of rosewood pieces. I'll open this up so you can have a look and we can start sort of there really. So, apologies because I'm just doing this hands-free. These are my Bowens, which is obviously where I started. I have around 48 Bowen busts and about maybe 9 full-size statues. Some I can't even display. So, you know, I've got the faux bronze Thanos back there. It's my first statue I ever got. My wife bought it for me for my birthday. I've got the faux bronze Mephisto there. I think that's an artist proof. Really nice, sculpted by Joseph Menna. I've got the Kucharak brothers Warlock over there, modern versions. Very hard to find that in good condition. I've got Mr. Sinister here. Mad love to my boy Tyler Sherwood for bringing this all the way over from Singapore for me. Very hard to ship this with the cape and stuff, but it's a brilliant Sinister. And having him with the Kucharak brothers Apocalypse, just look, just unreal. Love that. Best Apocalypse, still the best Apocalypse ever made in any scale for me. Got Jack of Hearts over there, Bowen Designs busts. You can get down here, I've got the classic Iron Man. Hey everybody. So I've got the classic Iron Man here from XM Studios with the Ultron bits on the base, like the Ultron drones. I've got actually a few broken gems over there that I've used from the gauntlet that I don't use. So things like that scattered around everywhere. Then I have Tiger Shark bust. I think that's McDevitt, maybe Troy McDevitt piece. Really, really nice. The Watcher, because a bit of a cosmic situation over here. I've got the Bowen Designs.
With Google Workspace, Calendar lets you share your latest availability, so customers can book time on your calendar without any back and forth.
Comes with 3 different heads. Got a light up head with one screaming face, you've got a serious head, and you've got this which is the ultimate head. Got a light up head with one screaming face, you've got a serious head, and you've got this, if you want to sculpt, unbelievable. Down here again, fan art piece. This is Tarax the Tamer. You know, one of the Heralds of Galactus. Brilliant piece here, again from the same company. I get a lot of my fan arts from the same type of people, so I trust them. I've done a lot of business with them, so they never let me down. So yeah, this comes with 2 heads as well. And then next to it is from the same company, which is the Better Ray Bill, Viking Better Ray Bill. Comes with 2 heads. Stormbreak hammer, comes with a Mjolnir hammer, and then comes with the ultimate Thor axe. I've got Thor's sort of like Dead Avengers head on the base, which is done by Cosmic Brothers and Night Monkey Dead Studios. I've got a lot of these like Dead Avenger heads all over the place, which I'll show you. This actually is the fan art Nova head. Actually, Nova's in the loft, but I'm scared to put that in because there was damage to that when I received it, so I keep it there. Right, so that's that. Same fan art company here that made this Thanos and Mistress Death. You get, I think, about 3 different gauntlets. One doing the switch, one open hand, one fist, I think, and then you get 3 heads with Mistress Death, and she's, you got the half skeleton, half human. Then you got this human head to the side, one looking forward. A fantastic detail, skulls and patterns and sculptures on her dresses. You got the Dead Avengers in the base there, which is a really nice touch. So you've got Thor and Spider-Man, all these other people holding up things. These are the lanyard things that we get when we go to all the cons and stuff. So I've got some bits and pieces there. Let's keep them. They're quite cool. Okay, so get onto the shelf, and we've got like some of the awards that me and Alex were given. The Radd Titan was given. It's got these actually mean something to me because they were voted for by channels who I actually respected back in the day. Channels like Victor Rosario, which his award is the Victor Rosario Award, which was like the best statue channel. So, and best review, best them kind of things. So, you know, they were all voted for by sort of the community at the time, which I think was when it was at its best. And so, yeah, I'm quite honoured that we got all those awards. This is the fan art Colossus bust. So this is one of the torsos. You get another one, and then you get like 3 heads. So I really do dig this bearded portrait. So yeah, that one's on there like that. Then you've got the Tweeterhead Skeletor, which is the more recent rendition of it. You know, I did have the Merman and the Trapjaw here, but I actually let them go. I decided to keep just the Skeletor. I got the Minion, with Hordax Minion, which I actually wanted the blue one, but you know, I found the red one at quite a good price. I'm quite happy with that. It does actually fit with his sort of style, and that is Tweeterhead's Hordak there. So this is the first one. They did the exclusive one, so you get the 2 heads, and you've got the you know, the spear. Well, what do they call that? That's like it's almost like a banner, but yeah. So big fan of that. You get the 2 different portraits and a few different hands and stuff. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece. Probably still Tweeterhead's best piece, that one, to be fair. It's very nicely well done, that one. There's the Thanos. This is the Sideshow Collectibles maquette exclusive. That's the portrait. You get this bust with the Night Monkey King Thanos portrait, which I'll show you later. And there's the XM Studios Colossus. That's the I have version. I think it's B, which comes with the 2 different busts. And then you move on to this over here. Now this display, this has lots of bits and pieces in here. So what I have is XM Studios Hulk transformation. I waited a long time for the right kind of Hulk. For me, this is the best Hulk. This is the best quarter scale Hulk anywhere. I'll probably put up against any of the 1/3 as well. I still think it's the best. Now it's got sort of like the screaming banner transforming, ripped jeans and shirt starting to like bulge open on his shoulder there, and his arm. You can see it turning green. His face is just pure like terror, which I really dig. So I'm loving that. And I've got the Bowen Designs Maestro in there. By Beast, which is his first, like one of Hulk's early enemies. And I have the Gladiator Hulk. This is actually an AP signed artist proof, which is pretty cool. So I'm quite happy with that. And then I have the Sideshow Collectibles Red Hulk exclusive. I had this repainted by Ian Wilkinson. All the base elements came from my good friend Lee Everington, who sent them to me. It's sort of like I had this repainted by Ian Wilkinson. I had this head made, one of a kind head made, which is like the Thunderbolt Ross head, which you can sort of see there. I just love this portrait with the moustache and scar, and that's awesome. But yeah, so Ian Wilkinson only does one paint up of the characters that he does. So once he does one, that's the end of it. And I actually said to him that I didn't mind him painting Lee's as well. He didn't do the same sort of colour scheme or anything. He went with a more realistic look. But the fact that, you know, I allowed that sort of, I said, no, it's fine, you can do Lee's one. He sent me all these base elements, which actually he put on his Hulk. So we sort of helped each other out there, and we both sort of won. So that's a nice. Here's the Doc Samson as well, sort of by his foot there. I got a good price on that one. That's just like this little added piece there. And then I think this is probably like the star of my collection, to be honest. This is the Legendary Studios, Legendary Beast Studios Thanos 1/3 scale. This one was actually sent to me by Jay Sear, who you know is the owner of that company, and this is the master print of the piece itself. So this is the only one of its kind. It's in the original comic book scale, which was the one I wanted. So, you know, this is the 6 foot, sort of 8, 6'9" Thanos comic 1/3 scale. He's re-releasing this and making it now bigger. So I think it's like over 7 feet now. So it's like 7 feet or just over. And because we talked about the design and all of these things, the concepts we were going through and everything with Legendary Beasts, he sent this to me, signed the base and wrote some lovely comments on it. And sent it to me. So this is, I think this is probably about 25 grand went into making this. So this is definitely the gem of my collection. Comes with 7 different portraits. I've got 2 switch out sort of torso arms. So, you know, the arms switch from sort of hands out, and then there's one where you sort of like one of his arms is up reaching. Yeah, so it's like comes with all the bells and whistles on it, you know. But I really like this portrait. Other than the sort of flame eyes, I really like this sort of half grimace, sort of like smirk look that he's got. It's very Ron Lim for me. He's one of my favourite comic book Thanos artists. So yeah, really digging that one. Proud of that. Definitely my I think the star of this room, to be honest. Which yeah, it's awesome. So then we've got this is the award that, you know, this is the 100,000 subscribers Radd Titan thing that we got. So this is a platinum. The next one is 1 million. So we're on about 300,000 at the moment. So it's doing pretty well, the channel. Thanks for all your support, guys. My auntie, my wife's auntie, actually draws these pictures. That's my crazy French bulldog there, Neo. I've got a few Mondos here. So this is Can't Rain All the Time, sort of The Crow, one of my favourite films from the 90s. And then I have the Terminator here, the first one. Again, one of my favourite films from the 80s. I love these. I don't know if you call them Mondos, but they're, you know, Mondo's not the artist of these exact ones, but it's the style, I guess. As you see over here, I've got more. So, you know, these are all prints as well, but I just don't have the wall space to get them up at the moment. So moving on to this, I have the Colossus, quarter scale Colossus. He's massive. If anybody doesn't realise, that's Charlie 27 down there from the Bowen Designs Guardians of the Galaxy 3000 set. And that's quite a hefty bust. And next to Colossus, it looks just like childlike. So a really good piece, this. You get the 3 different portraits, 2 switch out busts. You got the light up Sentinel eye and the light up eye and the head itself. The hammer's completely removable and actually goes on one of his hands. I'll give you a once over on that. It's really nice. Let's have a look. So yeah, all the ripped shirt. And this reminds me of sort of the animated series there. You know, where he's sort of in jeans and a vest and helping them rebuild Xavier's mansion. So really nice touch. Hammer's awesome. Magnetized in there. And that's a massive Sentinel head look. So that's my hand. You get an idea of what you're looking at there. Okay, moving on. We'll sort of work our way around. I collect all kinds of steelbooks, bits and pieces. I got given that by a good friend of mine over there, the He-Man stuff. That's awesome. That Masters of the Universe. Martin Spice sent that to me. It was nice. I got the gauntlet. Someone sent me that as well. I can't remember who that was, but that's awesome. Yeah, got Bowen Designs Captain Britain there, and I got Ulik there, which is like you know, a Thor villain. Got the Bowens up the top there, Mancave and Dragon Man, 2 massive busts, to be honest, as well, from Bowen Designs. And Alex bought me that orange from I think when he was in Hong Kong. He got that for me. That's the is it Infinity Studios? Is that who make it? You know, it's like sort of like the same sort of thing as Sideshow's Apples. So I've got all my front here, got a little Godzilla on there, cards from the kids and stuff, letter opener, and I've got all the sort of, I get they'll pick up all these sort of rosemary and crosses and stuff when I go on holiday from different places. I got, this is the Diamond Select Godzilla bust. This is from 1962, King Kong versus Godzilla. You know, I really love like the Monsterverse stuff, so big fan of all of that. Okay, so I've got Hulk Buster and Curse up there with the Sideshow Apple. Then you've got Batroc there and Constrictor, as well as I think there's one sculpted by Eric Sosa, which is the Gladiator down there. Got a few like bits and pieces in here, loads of games, some nice vodka, Crystal Skull, and some crack and rum. So all that got business. And then obviously last, I'll start here before we go back around the room. And this is the King Thanos on the throne I was talking about. This is the portraits by Night Monkey. I got an AP. It's, I think there's only 20 that they made. And down there is the Eye on Wonder Man, quite a rare bust from Bowen Designs. That pedestal was made by Augustin Lowe. You know, it comes with like a few different cubes and bits and pieces. But you know, I've added these from the Dead Avengers set, so I've got on there. You can see I've got a bit of Iron Man's mask on there, and then I've got the Time Stone, you know, from Doctor Strange, so the Eye of Agamotto, and then I've got Mjolnir, and I've got the Cosmic Cube. I think that actually comes with the pedestal. The pedestal's got like Mistress Death nods all around it, and then you get your certificates over there, your sort of stuff that comes from Night Monkey, which are, you know, the Dead Avengers and the King Thanos portrait. Also have a fan art Ronin, which is easily the best Ronin sort of out there. It's a beautiful piece and it's massive, huge piece, bulky, really heavy. I need to review this piece, but it's so heavy I can't get it out of there. I just can't lift it out at the moment because it's so heavy under there, and that base is so smooth I just can't move it. There's Blaster from Bowen Designs. Love that piece as well. Nice cosmic character there. And then what I'll do is I'll open all this up so you can sort of see it with background this way. Okay, so got the cabinets open, moved the Hulk out of the way. So here is the Sideshow Collectibles Lobo exclusive with Dog down there. For me, I'm going to make this statement, and I've made it from a long time. I've had the Doctor Doom on throne from Sideshow. I've had lots of Sideshow pieces for over the last 10 or 12 years. And for me, this is the best comic-related statue that Sideshow have ever made. You know, people don't know the story, but this was basically printed by Onage. The factory that painted it is one of the best to do it. And it was so expensive, this actual project, that Sideshow didn't use these factories or Onage to print anything after that fact. So this is one of their most expensive projects that they ever produced, and it shows in the quality of the work. Sculpt is Martin Canal. So this is their Dog, and you know, proper mixed media trousers, real stitching and stuff going in there. Belt buckles all come separate. Then you've got the Ghost Rider, you know, flaming head and portraits, just sick as fuck. It's just what a piece. This has got all the notches on his gun. That's the Lobo one right there, and I still don't think this sells for anywhere near as good as it is. You know, it's a beautiful piece. I'm proud to own that one. Then carrying on with the few DC pieces I actually have on display. I do have the Joker, but he's up in the loft. This is the Daniel Bell sculpted Bane. This is by Sideshow Collectibles as well. Got the batarangs on there just to add a little bit of something to it. Got like a sawn off shotgun, and got like casings. I got a little mask over there, which is sitting on the thing, which is pretty cool. But I mean, it's like a 1/6 one, but you want Bane to look massive, so it doesn't matter. Got Batman pouch, and over there, a few batarangs and bullets all over the place. Then when you get up to the top, I managed to get the Batman premium format belt, and I've just got it over his shoulder, which I just draped over him like a trophy, which I love. And any of you that don't know about this piece, but if you use a black light on it, you can see, which is a good thing to own if you can find one, but you've got, if you get a black light and you basically point this, you know, at Bane, you can see his he all lights up, all of his, you know, pipes and everything just light up, the belt and the eyes. So, you know, with, and it's quite cool. So if you had a light shining on it around the back over there, it's pretty cool. You can see all those wires and cables and stuff giving him the venom. So very, very nice piece. You know, very beautiful sculpt, and it's a decent size, to be honest. It's a nice decent size for Bane. Okay, moving on to this one. This is my X-Men sort of set here. So this is Tiago Pravin's Berserker Wolverine, traditional sculpt, OG sort of piece. This really, you know, I had this painted by Ian Wilkinson, and he did a really cracking job with this. It's in a little bit of a dark spot at the minute, so, you know, it's hard to see. I don't have lights on this one really, but, you know, he's got blue highlights and bits in his hair and stuff. You know, got these sort of brown suit, did some work on the base, got some like chains and like collars, as well as like bits of grass and, you know, stuff under there, so just to give it a little bit more life. And you got the grave, and I've got Charles Xavier's helmet just sitting on the corner of it. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. It's a really, really nice sculpt and a really nice Wolverine, and a true quarter scale sort of piece. There isn't many of those. I think there's 20 in total in the world. So here's the this is the exclusive Sideshow Collectibles Gambit for the original premium format, but this has got a custom portrait on it. This is William Kitt's portrait. It comes with a couple of different cigarettes, one with a smoke, one without, and it's a very clean portrait. That it's a beautiful portrait, to be honest. I think it captures a little bit more of the arrogance and sort of personality of Gambit, and it fits the body like a dream. So, you know, when you look back at it, and it sort of modernizes the whole piece, which I absolutely love. That's an AP Sentinel bust by Bowen Designs. I think that's another signed AP one. I got a few good ones there. I got lucky a few times. This is XM Studios Colossus. I had the visor repainted as well, so I've got one gold one, and I've also got this yellow one. I had some damage, and then I had on one of them, and I had it, basically XM sent me another head, so I just replaced. I think the damage was the visor, so they sent me another one, and now I've got a gold one, and I've got, you know, a yellow one for this. I do like the Screaming portrait. I do like the Screaming pose. It's a really nice one. And that is the Bowen Designs Domino there, which is actually another rare one. I think that's another low edition size one, that one. She's actually really nice, to be fair to her. It's a nice bust, that one. Looks a bit surprised, but I can live with it. Or metallic paints and stuff. I think it might be Couture Brothers again, but it's a lovely piece. So that's those. Oh, and this is the faux bronze Stan Lee one. Again, this is I think this is a signed one. So yeah, this is an AP, and I think it's signed, yeah, by Randy Bowen there. So that's a nice little touch. Yeah, Stan Lee likes Wolverine, so I'll keep him in there, keep him company. You go above. I know I get a lot of shit for this every fucking year, or every time I do these things. People are like, I can't believe you put statues up on the DTOFs, man. What are you doing? But these have been in this room for probably about maybe 8 or 9 years. They've had statues that weigh 15 kilos and above, 2 of them either side, and I've never had a problem. So we'll start with the Omega Red. Again, this is sculpted by Martin Canal, or Canali, however you want to say his name. But yeah, this is one of the very early sculpts, but it's a fantastic Omega Red, and really nice piece. I actually got this fairly reasonable the Nightcrawler Sideshow Collectibles. It's not the exclusive. I didn't like the swords, so it wasn't important to me, but it's a beautiful piece, fantastic X-Men piece. This is actually one of the sort of Bowen Grails, if you can get hold of one. This is a Sauron, and he's massive. Got like a 14-inch, 15-inch wingspan. Really nice detail, great paint on this one. Again, I think it's the Tweeterhead brothers. I've got a lot of their stuff in this room. This is Sideshow Collectibles Sabretooth. This has actually been repainted by Ian Wilkinson again. I had all the base, all the snowy base done. Added some skulls and some bits and pieces, but you know, it's all a lot more snowy, snow on the boots, all that kind of business. Just so it looked a bit flat, it got a bit of crap, to be fair. Then I've added some sort of more of an orange tone to the actual yellows here, because it's very yellow, and I've made the actual collar white, more of a whitey grey instead of the yellow as well. I've made him a little bit blonde. It had this sort of muddy, sort of horrible blonde, horrible colours for the portrait. So I whited out his eyes, and I lightened up all of the hair and the beard and everything else, and cleaned up his teeth. They were fucking atrocious. It's a bit of a ropey paint job from Sideshow, this one. But you know, I left all the browns, because the browns are actually done fantastically well. This is the Man Ape bust. This is my favourite bust for shits and giggles. I just love this bust. You know, it's a brother in a gorilla suit raging out. I just think politically this would never be made today. There'd be like everyone trying to be offended by something. But in the comics, this is how he looked. He killed a sacred white gorilla and drank its blood and became, like, you know, super powerful and a villain of Black Panther. And I think that in itself, you know what I mean, that sort of stuff, when we were innocent and we didn't look into things to take offense all the time, you just enjoy it for what it was without being so ridiculously upset all the time. So this is a really good nod to the sort of past times where we could just enjoy the characters for what they were and not try and find some sort of abusive racial connotations. You know, it's a piece of a better time, I think. And then I have in these cabinets here, I've got the NMK Venom as a fan art piece. Quarter scale is actually a really massive Venom. It's done pretty well. It looks $1 million, I have to be honest. It was painted by Titnan Nuxud, you know, one of the premium sort of painters. It's signed on the base. It's a bit of a bitch to put together, and it really put me off NMK in general, like buying anything else from them or anything they've got their name attached to. It doesn't connect very well. It's all sort of, you know, it's just a bit of a mess how it sort of goes together. Actually, I definitely wouldn't be buying any more of their products, but when you look at it and it's all made up, it does look absolutely stunning. I've got the Psycho Man Bowen Designs bust. This is one of their sort of, again, one of the sort of more expensive busts that they do, because it's part of the 500 club. Like it's got a 500 edition, so it's very, very rare. A couple of little coins there that have been graded, sent to me by a good friend of mine. He knows I'm sort of into them, so that's pretty cool. And then you've got Hyperion there, again, part of the 500 club from Bowen Designs. This is a signed AP Ghost Rider. This is the actual Johnny Blaze one. This is pretty cool. There's about, I think, 700, 800 of those. Then you've got the Sideshow Collectibles Spider-Man Comiquette. This is still my favourite Spider-Man piece, certainly in terms of the red and blue suit. You know, it's really well put together, beautiful sculpt on it, hanging onto the building like that. And, you know, with the old New York sort of apartments, you've got a plug socket on the other side of that wall there, behind there, the framing and the just fantastic work all over that. Really, really top piece. This is the repainted Mysterio by Ian Wilkinson. I changed like loads and loads of things with this. I had the Dome Punisher, I think it's Punisher 2000, jazzed that up for me. He completely cleared up the dome, so the dome is like almost like completely transparent now. Had the skull repainted, the flame, the smoke all repainted, all the gold's done, all the green's done, all the smoke done, so it's a complete full repaint. It's got some pink sort of highlights around the eye and into the little crevices there. You know, and you've got nice work on all the lines now are gold instead of green. This is actually my son's favourite piece in my room, and he's, you know, I think he's quite artistic for 6, and he really loves this one, so yeah, I'm quite proud of this one. Okay, moving on to this one to start here. So this is Sideshow Collectibles Dark Side Maquette. This is the exclusive, again sculpted by Martin Canal. This has been completely repainted by Ian Wilkinson again. I added the, I think it's Dynamic Menace. I want to say Dan Dynamic Menace cape. He did all the burning of this for me. And yeah, I bought this like broken up cape, and it just fits in his hands absolutely perfect. I've sort of got, you know, this sort of like fallen hero situation here. So I've got, this is Bowen Designs Damien Hellstrom. It's another rare, really rare one. Actually, it goes for quite a lot of money, this piece. It's a beautiful bust sculpted by Walter O'Neill. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. The base on Darkseid has skulls littered all over the place. I've got the mother box from the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. And then under there you've got the Godkiller sword from Wonder Woman around the back over there. You can see more sort of skulls by his foot and a bit more of that ripped cape there. Then on this side you've got the sort of the trident of, it's like the King's Trident from the movie as well. You actually got them from Sideshow. They're like part of that like letter opener thing. They're metal. It took quite a lot of work for me to snap that in half. But you know, I wanted it to have a certain look. You know, with the paint up with this with Ian Wilkinson, I wanted to highlight some of these sort of like the boots and the part of the gloves. So I made them red. There's about 50 different shades of blue apparently in this, and we did all the work on the actual stone parts and give them a good wash. You could see all of the cracks because they just weren't there. They just didn't exist originally when it was such a bad paint up from Sideshow. It just needed to be done. It's the second Dark Side that they did that they just didn't bother really painting very well. You know, it's such a beautiful sculpt as well. They really let the project down with the factory that they sent it to. But now, nah, that's the Dark Side. That is. Very proud of that. So great job from me in there as well. And obviously the collection, he did the mother box as well and made that for me. So it all adds a little bit to it. This is Bowen Designs Surtur. This is probably one of the rarer ones as well. It's about 328, I think, of these in the world. It's massive. It's probably one of the bigger busts I have. Yeah, beautiful piece from Thor. If you don't know, you've probably seen from the movies and stuff. Got a couple of coins here. Got that one, which is was sent to us by, I can't really mention it, but so I'm quite happy about that. And then I've got this one, which this was actually, yeah, this one was from the Thanos XM Studios one, the original. So this one comes with this piece, but obviously this has been completely redone. So this is the, stand up here, this is the Thanos by XM Studios. It's been completely repainted again by Ian Wilkinson. It's one of the first repaints I ever did with him, one of the first projects. The base is a fan art base. I can't even pronounce the guy's name now, but he made a few of these. I think he made 50 or 30 of these. These are where all the dead Avengers from Night Monkey Studios is. So I've got Vision there with the ripped out sort of head from the movie there. I've got the Spider-Man at the back there. Up there next to Thor's hammer. That actually comes with the base. And the Silver Surfer board that he's standing on. I added Drax the Destroyer's knife there because it's quite an important character for the comics. You've got Captain America back there. You've got Hawkeye with the arrows in his head and the smashed Captain America shield, as well as Ant-Man, which is just under there from the movie. And so I added all of these sort of pieces to it. So it's basically, you know, Infinity Gauntlet realised. And I love him holding the cube. It's quite a unique pose, so this is the one I use. So I really do love this piece. Definitely in my top 5 in my collection. You know, for the most part, this sculpt had a few issues really in terms of like its basicness. The paint on it is really not very good from XM, but it's very early. It's an early piece, one of their first sort of releases, and bringing it to life and just giving it, you know, some good shading. There was some good work on the sculpt. It just wasn't really highlighted much. Changed all the gold. Painted all the portraits differently, different shades. This one's a little bit lighter, like a lighter purple rather than that dark browny purple look, which I hated. I've sort of got a tuna, hiding behind there, Bowen Designs one. But yeah, that's what it is. And I've got this, which is the Dormammu. Again, Bowen Designs. It's, I think, 700 of these, so it's part of that rare sort of run of Bowens, which I'm trying to collect all the sort of apex pieces that he made. I'm missing Eternity and a few others, but you know, I've got most of them, to be fair. Okay, let's go to this one. So in this cube, I have the Zola, which is another Bowen Designs one. I think there's about 350 of these. They're quite hard to find. He's like weird. He's got this sort of like thing where if you move your view of it, his face either smiles or grimaces. It's quite eerie. And then up here we have the XM Studios cable. This is the original cable that they did. I had his guns and his arms repainted because I just wanted to jazz them up. I also got Zing Designs cape and the teddy bear. I'll give you a little closer look on there, and that underneath is Mad X's Apocalypse's decapitated head. So that's the Apocalypse there. I had that repainted by Ian Wilkinson because it was a bit, I don't know what you want to say, just a bit of a crap paint up. I didn't think much of it. So the guns, I've got this metallic sort of blue, purple and brass, bronzy sort of colours going throughout the guns all over. So I've tried to bring them a bit to life because they're meant to be futuristic guns and they just look so plasticky and basic and grey. I had the arms completely redone, so I had all the wires and the cabling all highlighted and put in. You know, got some nice metallics in there now and some different coloured cables running through his arms, which I think this needed it because again, it just didn't have, the sculpt was there but the paint just weren't right. It weren't on point at all. And it's the same with the handgun really. I tried to put some nice colour into that too, just to bring that a little bit alive. I had his arm reshaded, it just lacked a bit of definition and musculature, so that needed to be added. And then, okay, it's talking. This is the Sideshow Collectibles Deadpool exclusive with the sort of rubber chicken and a dynamite up his bum. Nice piece. Love the sculpt, really, really nice. Yeah, I'm a fan of this one. It's a nice sort of rendition of Deadpool, not too crazy, more museum style, which I kind of like. The belt is all mixed media and the straps and stuff is all mixed media, and the straps on his legs and the knife and all of that, and the swords at the back, but the rest of it is just pure sculpt. Down here I have, yes, I love that Deadpool. It's a very nice piece. This is Strong Man or Strong Guy. This is sort of X Factor sort of character. It's a massive bust. Again, part of that sort of 500 club. Got a couple of coins down here. So I've got this didn't come with XM cable. A company made these, actually did a really good job making them look good. That's the Deadpool, friend of mine sent me that. And that's the Magneto one that actually does come with XM Studios. Magneto on Throne, which is here. Okay, so this is the Magneto on Throne from XM Studios. I'll come down so you can get a better look of it. This has got the fan art Mad X Age of Apocalypse. So I just squeaked across the floor. It's got his fan art head on there with the long hair. So this is the Age of Apocalypse head with the ponytail. I had this repainted again by Ian Wilkinson. Paint on it isn't, on the skin tones and things wasn't bad, but the hair was a bit chalky, a bit grey. So I whitened it up a little bit. That is the Gambit Premium Format's pole behind him there, and that is the Dead Avengers Scarlet Witch skull, which, if you know the story from Age of Apocalypse, it's her death that sends him spiraling out of control, and he basically becomes like pretty much like the vigilante Superman from the films. He basically becomes like vicious, and he rules the X-Men. He's taken over them since Xavier died, and he's sort of like doing his own thing. He's like killing bad people and just doing things a bit different. He loses his grip on sort of being kind, because Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, his children, are like proper heroes in this reality. So yeah, really love the way that looks. It's a really nice piece. It's still one of the best Magneto pieces you're ever going to see. This is Pyro from Bowen Designs. I think this is one of 600. It's quite, again, it's one of the more expensive ones. Fantastic, beautiful clear resin sort of running through it there. It's quite a unique base style as well. It's like the way it's waved around the bottom there with the actual flame. You think, geez, I'm going to snap that if you're not careful, but it's really nicely done, man. It's really nicely put together. I think that's, again, I think that's a Joseph Menor one. That's one of his sculpts, but it's a stunning piece. Okay, so let's get these open. Go to here. Okay, start at the bottom. This is Sideshow Collectibles Thor premium format exclusive. This is from, I think, yeah, like, you know, early 2000s. I want to say 5. I don't even know if it's that 5. Jesus, is it 5 or 6? But yeah, 2005 or 6, I think it is. Again, this is a real bitch to get hold of in good condition, because the actual sculpt of the cape is a real material with resin and things put over it, and then it's been sculpted over the top of the material. So this actually breaks a lot. It is fixed to his back as well, so having this shipped causes lots of problems. Getting a broken cape is pretty much part and parcel of this. So whatever numbers on the base there, you can probably slash that by a third, because so many of these get broken. I've got a couple of Bowen Designs busts underneath this. I've got Odin, which is one of my favourite ones. I think that's a very underrated bust. It's definitely one of Bowen's best. And I've got the Destroyer under there, and I've got the Thor. This is a bit more of a modern look Thor, but it's a nice coin. And I like adding little accents and things. This is the bearded portrait. So this is the exclusive portrait there, which is just really nice. You know, Hammer's a little small compared to, I mean, Jesus, you look at this versus the fan art one I have over here that I put on the Hulk. You just look at the size difference, and you can see what I'm talking about. Just look. I mean, look at that versus that. That's crazy. It's like, it's absolutely huge versus that one. But unfortunately, I can't get that fan art one in his hand, so it's just going to have to be what it's going to be. Still very cool, and the inscription at least is right. The reason why I have that one out there is it says she on it, which obviously is for the Jane Fonda sort of Thor, Lady Thor. But it's got the right inscription, and everything else is beautiful. Probably just Hammer's a little smaller, from more accurate to the time. Okay, up here I have the Exo Resin Doctor Doom. This is, they say this is like 3.35 scale, but I've measured it and it's actually, you know, Doom's about 6'9" in his armour, so it is the right measurement for quarter scale. I've added a couple of things here with this. This is a beautiful fan art sort of piece. The base is really cool. It's got all the sort of like victims, almost like trapped in hell, trying to get out, and then you've got the burnt men in each pillar holding it all up. It's like they're holding him up, which is just crazy. And then I've got the Bowen Designs Mephisto. Dr. Doom and Mephisto have a history, so it's a nice add. And this is the Dead Avengers Thanos skull. If you don't know, in God Doom, he killed Thanos and turned him into like a skeleton. So yeah, so I thought that was a nice add for that piece. Actually, it's big enough to sort of sit on that base. I've got a cosmic cube there, and then you've got the Doom himself. Nice work on it. It's all fully sculpted, no material here. I added some sort of these, you know, basically this clear resin sort of looks like, you know, basically sparks, electricity coming out of his hands. Obviously Sorcerer Supreme, and this part of the weaponry that he sort of has. So the look is that I'm going for is, yeah, does the job for me perfectly. It's a really nice Doom, that. Down here we have the, this is the Fallen. It's a fan art, 1/4 scale, the Fallen Silver Surfer. This is the most powerful rendition of the character, and hence I wanted it. So You know, really cool looking sort of piece. I still can't really get past the fact that one of the best Silver Surfers, proper Silver Surfers, is the Bowen one. So, you know, in quarter scale, there's so many of them, and I really enjoyed this variation where he's sort of holding the board and zooming up in the sky. He's like completely hovering there. It's a lovely mirrored finish on this, and it's got like a pink purple sort of like hue going on in the eyes. Hammer's like proper metallic hammer. Again, it's just a bit, this one's actually just a little bit bigger, or probably very close to the premium format size. Again, the other ones are much larger. This is Firelord Bowen Designs, again Herald of Galactus, and Frankie Ray Nova, another Herald of Galactus. So here with a Silver Surfer coin and the Fallen, I think they sort of look good together, so I'm quite happy with that. It's come out quite nicely, that little setup. This is Spider-Man Premium format that I had repainted into negative zone colours. I helped Alex design, like, come up with the some of the ideas for this. Certainly in terms of the figure and stuff. But, you know, I think Alex has some fantastic ideas with the negative zone sort of colours of the pumpkin bombs, you know, and with the work that Ian did on the crane, which is really, really nice. I have it with the modern Scorpion. It's like bust from Bowen Designs. It's a nice, it fills that negative space that exists there with this piece. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I've got like a fan art battle damaged portrait as well that goes on it, but it's a really nice piece. I'm happy to own this one. If you go up again, you have Bowen Designs Kingpin. Looks like me in my prime. I think I can pull off that cravat, whatever the fuck he's got around his neck though. That's pushing it a bit too far. And then behind him, it's again one of my top 5 pieces. This is the XM Studios Punisher on bike. Very early piece. This has been completely reworked in every way. So I had it fully repainted. I had all of the dents taken out of the bike. I had all of these colours, the Punisher logo put onto the thing. The top of the bike, it's got all sort of red and silver in the buttons and bits and pieces. Added brake lines to the bike. A new part on the front of the on the light. It's completely smoothed out. Now it's basically like a mirror finish on there, and sort of worked around the sort of engine and sort of giving it some colour and some life. Like the red accents, and changed up all the colours of the bag and the gun. All the guns now different colours. I've got sort of like a, you know, Yakuza sort of Uzi 9mm in gold, and pump action shotgun, whatever the fuck that is back there. But now it looks great. Switched the bag around so it's a different way around. And then you have Stuardo Alvaro's fan art portrait. This is painted by Ian Wilkinson as well. So beautiful work there. Put the blues in. I love the comics with the Punisher where he has them blue highlights into his like clothes. He's got like sort of charcoal grey trousers now, and all of his straps are white. So I've completely repainted the entire thing from top to bottom. I mean, it took Ian about 4 days to fill in all the holes and smooth all the work into all the dents and things on this bike, just to make it look new. I wanted the bike to look like it was just driven out of a showroom. And Ian absolutely nailed that. All the bottoms got like bullets on it, and we put lines and bits on it, like road, painted road lines on there, you know, so it looks it was a bit flat and boring before. But I'm super happy with this. And then next to that I have Iron Studios, the only Iron Studios piece I have in my collection, which is this Daredevil, quarter scale Daredevil. Really nice, beautiful piece. Fantastic detailing on that, great sculpt. And I think this just is a great sort of rooftop sort of character. I've got the Bullseye by Bowen Designs over there. So, you know, you've got your street level guys here. Another picture of my wife's aunt, sort of my aunt by marriage, but she's like lovely, and she painted my old dog for me, my Kino Bear. So, and down here I have the fan art Juggernaut quarter scale piece. This comes with actually this is, you can take the helmet off on this one. And that's pretty much, you get the Mar sort of look, and then you've got the sort of the movie sort of styled head on this, you know, but you can take it off, and then, you know, underneath it's the unmasked portrait on there, so you can like put the mask on the base if you wish, and that's what he looks like there. So you can have it that way if you wish. Some fantastic work on this piece, and this is monstrous. You know, I don't think you quite realise. I had somebody message, I know I don't like a skinny Colossus, you've got no idea. You know, this piece is absolutely massive. You look at that surfer, look how little it looks, and you go like that. That's a surfer on the board flying. That's nearly 30 inches tall. The shelves are about 30, so that's standing about 27 inches, something like that. And this, I think the figure alone on this is around like 29. With the base, I think it's 32 inches tall. The arms on it are as big as Spider-Man's torso. Like, it may be bigger. It's actually bigger. This is a massive, I mean, you just need to look at it next to the 1/3 Thanos in the same shot, and you can see what I'm talking about. They're very close to being on the same footing, and he's bigger. And that's because he's meant to be like quarter scale, 9'2" or something. And that's 1/3 scale. Yeah, so that's bigger. So yeah, that's 1/3 scale, sort of, what you would call it. It's what, it's like 1/3 6'8", and that's 1/4 scale 9'3". So they're very similar in size. In fact, I think there's only like a couple of inches in it, but you can see what I'm talking about. That Colossus is absolutely monstrous. So I think that is everything. Like I've said before, I don't know if I've missed anything. I think that's everything I've got. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for spending the time. Sorry I yapped on. Thanks for supporting the channel, and please let me know what you think of some of the pieces. Love hearing your feedback. God bless you. Stay safe. And where I got everything and how I sort of did the repaints and all the bits and pieces I've got. Stay tuned, and then let me know what you think at the end, yeah? Peace.